Hello, everyone, and welcome. And thank you so much for joining us for today's webinar that is being hosted by the Maryland Tech Council and the Embassy of Jordan. We could not be more grateful to our friends for all of the help and support that they've put together to bring some wonderful, impactful ideas on how we can do joint work across the big pond, let's just say. We have some fabulous experts that are going to be speaking to you today, but a couple of quick updates. We do have one more webinar in this series coming up. A wonderful member of the Maryland Tech Council is GPS Capital Markets. Don't miss the opportunity to hear from Wes Seeger and Jerry Perry as they discuss international foreign exchange currency. We'll let everybody know when that next webinar is going to be, and we look forward to seeing you there. If you don't know, the Maryland Tech Council is the largest trade association in the state for industries related to life sciences and technology. And I say technology in the general perspective, everything from digital tech to energy tech to ag tech, and really everything in between. So we hope that you find some interesting aspects of what we do here in Maryland, and I know that you're going to find wonderful opportunities to collaborate with our friends in Jordan as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you all here. We are gathered today to put the spotlight on a collaboration that is not just deep-rooted, but truly transformative. We are here to demonstrate how the ties between Jordan and the United States are exceptional, built on shared values, mutual respect, and shared commitment to growth and innovation. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Maryland Tech Council for helping us bringing this event to life. Your commitment to fostering collaboration is truly invaluable, helping us connect with experts and industry leaders, curate content aligned with industry needs, and provide a platform of knowledge sharing and networking. Most importantly, thank you to everybody joining us today. Your presence is a testament to the strength and future of this remarkable partnership. Geographically, Jordan may be a small country, covering less than 90,000 square kilometers. Yet, when it comes to the realm of digital technology, our presence knows no borders. The kingdom's startup ecosystem accounts for nearly 1/3 of the top 100 startups in the Middle East, leading the way in technology and offering solutions that resonates worldwide. Not only it is a well of a local innovation, Jordan is also leading destination for IT and outsourcing. The country is attracting global giants and startups alike, with companies like IBM, Microsoft, Cisco, Amazon, Samsung opening a local and regional offices in Jordan. Part of what makes Jordan attractive to international companies is financial incentives it offers, including market expansion grants, grants for upskilling and training programs, and comprehensive tax incentives such as 0% on customs duties, export income tax, and sales tax on ICT services. These figures highlight not only the potential, but the reality of Jordan as a leading hub for digital and technological innovation. It is with this idea in mind, we launched Jordan Sourced, a program designed to facilitate partnerships with companies globally and bring them to the kingdom in line with the vision of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al-Hussein bin Abdullah II. Through this program, we leverage our skilled workforce, innovative environment, and competitive advantages to support the growth and success of international companies. The ties between Jordan and the US are deeply intertwined, spanning decades together. We have worked to enhance Jordan's tech ecosystem, boost entrepreneurship, and expand economic opportunities for both our nations. One notable milestone in our ongoing partnership came in 2023 when Jordan embarked on a roadshow across the United States, culminating in our participation at the prestigious South by Southwest event in Austin, Texas. This was a groundbreaking achievement as Jordan became the first Arab country to ever participate in this global platform. Our presence at the South by Southwest was a testament of Jordan's readiness to take its place in the global stage as a leader in ICT. Jordan's growth as a hub for IT and outsourcing has made it an attractive destination for companies. With its highly skilled workforce, advanced infrastructure, and competitive business environment, Jordan is perfectly positioned to support U.S. companies looking to expand or optimize their operations. Today, this webinar represents a crucial step in making those opportunities reality. We are here to explore the dynamic opportunities between our two markets and discuss how we can support U.S. companies in expanding through Jordan's ICT ecosystem. We are honored to have representatives from Maryland Tech Council with us today, as well as Jordanian industry leaders, sharing insights on the potential of our ICT and international collaboration. Additionally, an exciting panel discussion featuring leaders from various industries will share insights on such collaborations, followed by a session that will showcase real-life success stories with tangible results. In closing, let me reiterate how proud I am of the work we have accomplished together and how excited I am for the opportunities that lie ahead. The partnership between Jordan and the United States is not just a collaboration. It's a force for progress, innovation, and prosperity. We look forward to continuing this journey together, creating a future built on technology, growth, and mutual benefit. Thank you. God bless you all, and hope to see you all in Jordan.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. We are equally as honored and optimistic about our relationships moving forward. Now it is a great honor to be able to introduce somebody that I'm also going to say I think is becoming my friend, where we've been able to share a lot. And I'm very excited to be able to introduce Her Excellency, Dina Kawar.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for this kind introduction. And I want to also say good afternoon to all my colleagues in Jordan and elsewhere. Kelly, before you go, I know you have to go and meet with the governor. I just want to say thank you to the efforts you've been doing, to your team, Rebecca and others, and also to the Maryland Tech Council's members. I think that it's largely your effort that is going to be an example of our first success, of our first efforts with the governors. We came to do this meeting with Governor Westmore, and it was the first, but I think he also told us it's the first time a foreign leader comes to Annapolis since I don't know how many years. So we're very honored, and I understand if you have to go, but thank you so much, and really very much appreciated. And I also want to extend the thanks to our Minister Sami Smeirat and Hanan. Both were amazing and were amazing ministers of digital economy, but thankfully they're lucky to have one of the most dynamic and wonderful people in Jordan, and everybody's proud of this part of our economy segment. They're doing incredible jobs, and so that's why it's so easy to market these people, because they have so much to offer the world, and really to see all these. I also see a cousin of mine whose father was ambassador to Washington, so that's also nice to see him. So the visit of His Majesty is the first, but it has been a pilot project for us, and it is so successful that we wish to continue that with other governors to connect the United States economic leadership with Jordan. And so both in CEOs and companies and universities. So this is very wonderful, Kelly. I wish everyone good luck. And I think that your success will be success for all of us and for the whole experiment. So please, I want to say today, for all of you who are there, if you need anything from the embassy, do not hesitate to reach out and call us and nudge us and ask for help if you need to. But I'm sure you're just as good on your own, but we're here to help and be of support. And to Kelly and to her team, thank you again, and let's make this a successful project. So I leave you to do your job and to talk, and Kelly for you to go to do yours, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, everyone, and good luck. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I believe we're going to move on to our panel discussions. And I believe Ms. Dina Darwish, thank you so much for joining us today. I believe that you're going to introduce the first panel.
Thank you so much for hosting this and for being our partners. At the Ministry of Digital Economy, we truly believe in the power of partnership, and we believe that the work that we're doing with the Embassy of Jordan in the US and the Maryland Tech Council is going to be setting a foundation for a lot of future events and collaboration that we believe is going to be mutually beneficial. I am so excited about our panelists today, and we're really happy and honored that we get to work with each of them individually on a very close level. So we have some hopefully really good questions, but of course, if you do have additional questions that you would like to ask our panelists, you can always drop them in the chat, and then towards the end of the panel, I'll see if we can accommodate any further questions. If you want to reach out to us, whether myself or a member of our team, you can always book a slot directly with any of us through our website, jordansource.com, and we can connect you to any of the panelists or any other interesting speakers that you're going to get to hear from today. So my name is Dina Darwish. I run a program called Jordan Source at the Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship. And the best part about my job is that I get to highlight some of the fantastic work that's happening in the tech ecosystem. So starting off with our first panel, we're going to have two for today. The first is going to be focused on companies that are working between Jordan and the US or have US experience and how that's been working for them. And I've recently also learned a new term from one of our partners that we're going to hear from in a few minutes, that's external partnerships. And we believe that external partnerships can really not only grow your business to reach higher levels and new markets, but also they can increase innovation and really create a new merger of technologies that can be very exciting. So I'm going to introduce the panelists one by one. We don't have too much time, so I want to be mindful that each panelist answers with around 1 to 3 minutes maximum for each question, and then we're going to go one by one with a quick introduction and in no specific order, but I'm going to go off of YC's camera, starting from the top. So starting with Mohammed Adoura, CEO at Ideal Innovation House. Hi, Mohammed. We're so happy to have you on today.
Good to
This
see
has
you,
been a
Dina.
long time coming.
Yes.
So I know that we have long introductions planned, but I think in your case in particular, Ideal Innovation House is doing such interesting and innovative work, and we got to see a lot of it at the MENA ICT, and I know that's only a small fraction. So when you want to introduce Ideal Innovation House, what do you say?
Thank you, Dina. I'm Mohammed Kadora here from Seattle, representing IAH.ai. We're a company that really specializes, and our mission is bridging the gap between companies and technology solutions. No matter how big or small they are, what are the problems that they're facing, that we provide a scalable solution. And I think the discussion today, I couldn't be happier about the topic, because you and I talked about this a lot, Dana, is something I'm passionate about. How do we connect people around the globe? Because eventually, as business leaders, we're always looking for solutions that help us solve problems. And what better way to kind of connect people across the globe and make this globe much smaller by addressing problems that we face every day. So we specialize in AI and data science. My partner is Dr. Mohammed Sharaf, who specializes in AI and IoT. And we are blessed to have a great pool of talent here in Jordan. I'm in Seattle, and a great pool of talent that I can tap into in Seattle because being the capital of AI here in the North America region. And I think my connections to the tech industry has enabled me to really bridge and make a lot of connections in the industry that brings some of that knowledge and also leverage the expertise that we have in Jordan by providing solutions to our clients in North America.
Fantastic. And this comes from your personal background as well, right? So you've worked with some major tech companies. How do you feel that's impacted the journey of IIH?
So it's interesting. After 22 years or so working in the tech industry, my last 11 was at Microsoft. My moment of fame, I kind of helped Microsoft transform going from traditional media to digital distribution of software through ESD and other formats. So I kind of went on a journey where I absorbed a lot of knowledge, and I was fortunate to be exposed to a lot of technologies, solutions, go to market and bring in innovations that really change the world or may have been on the cusp of changing the world, and kind of got a chance to soak all that in. Took a year off a little bit after that, and we started our journey actually not on the tech side. We started by providing creative and marketing solutions for clients in the US, with all our creative kitchen was in Jordan because we have the talent, we have the pool. And then when COVID hit, that was a pivotal moment where a lot of our clients were looking for technology solutions to help them address a technology gap. Small, medium businesses, and even some big corporates too. So that gave us an opportunity. It was like, okay, we need to find a way to find a pool of talent. And I was pleasantly surprised to see how talented the pool that we were able to tap into in Jordan, how adaptive it was. I think the flexibility of being able to support our clients on a 24-hour support. When they're going to sleep, we're able to do some work. And also, we took that journey to the next level. We're like, okay, I think we're onto something, and we need to find a way that we can specialize in providing solutions. And as Dr. Sharaf and I kind of partnered together, we found that AI is kind of the path for us, especially with his specialty and his background. And we started really honing and focusing on providing quick solutions that meets the market needs, but in a way that it really is flexible, is cost effective, and most importantly is focused on quality. Because I think you can always compete on cost, but you may not get the quality. We wanted to make sure that quality is one of the most important things that we provide to our clients from a solutions perspective.
Fantastic. This means that we also have one of your, well, kind of ex-colleagues on our panel today. So allow me to introduce Mohammed Bataine, who's the Support Engineering Director at Microsoft. He has had a remarkable career and journey, playing a significant role in shaping the company's operations in Jordan. And this is something that we take a lot of pride in. When you know that global players from around the world are really tapping into the talent hub that's in Jordan. Another thing that we talk about quite often is that Jordan has probably the highest ratio of engineers per capita in the world. And I think it happens culturally. Our parents are in love with the idea of their kids building solutions. So, Mohammed, with that, we know that you have a big team of engineers. But before we talk about that, can you tell us a little bit about your journey with Microsoft?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me, and I would say thank you, Your Excellency, for everyone that helped make this webinar possible. I'm really honored to be here today and representing Microsoft Jordan. So my journey with Microsoft probably began when I was a little kid, 12 years old. I was introduced to Microsoft DOS, and yes, I'm that old. And over the years, I honed my skills with Microsoft partner ecosystem here in Jordan, which is, by the way, a dynamic environment that truly benefits from strong collaboration between Microsoft and Jordan partners. I would say in the year 2000, with the support of His Majesty King Abdullah II and the vigil of Bill Gates, Microsoft Jordan office was established, and 16 years later, customer services and support center was launched. And that's when I finally realized my dream of joining Microsoft as a support engineer and soon after as a manager. I would say it was a natural fit for me. Loved helping people, loved Microsoft mission to empower everyone to achieve more. And it perfectly aligned with my own values, right? And from there, I embraced Microsoft culture of growth mindset, trust, respect, and it helped me gain my leadership role in Microsoft. I really was fortunate to drive multiple and lead multiple teams with different backgrounds. It really helped also enabling me to continue developing on a daily basis. And as you said, and I serve currently as a director in customer services and support in Microsoft Jordan. I always act as the executive manager for Microsoft Jordan. A remarkable journey, and step by step, if you want collaboration, innovation, we fostered both Jordan amazing technology community and Microsoft global reach to drive such an opportunity. Yep.
Brilliant. Taking us to our next panelist. So we're going to go with quick introductions, and then we're going to go back for more detailed questions. Allow me to introduce Faisal Kawar, the man behind external partnerships, which is a term that now we're coining. He's the managing partner of MenaDevs, and he has been such a champion of innovation and collaboration in the tech sector with a strong focus on AI. I feel like in 2025, AI has become the official word of 2025. Some people are saying it's a buzzword, but what we're seeing in Jordan is that the opportunities and the potential that you can reach with AI is actually redefining what we can do with technology. So, hi Faisal, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like you have been kind of the champion of just fostering innovation. Can you tell us a little bit about the vision behind MenaDevs and how it all started?
Thank you, Dana. And firstly, as a former DMV native, this partnership is dear to my heart. And the Redskins, us, the Commanders, was a tough loss last night. So sorry to all the fans. MenaDevs started a year ago, really trying to connect. And this is a theme that we'll see probably across this panel, the talent in Jordan to global tech giants and AI companies around the world. And there was a recent article by Eric Schmidt where he tried to find and define where the middle powers would play in the AI revolution. And so MenaDevs focuses on the middleware. We train, we fine-tune, and we prompt engineer AI models from around the world. And today we have a team of 250 data scientists and AI engineers here in Jordan. And we've contributed over 100,000 hours to the world's largest and leading AI models around the world. And we also hosted Jordan's first and largest generative AI conference hackathon last April, which was a major success.
Last but most definitely not least, I'm supposed to say filling in for Bashir, but because you're going to see Bashir's name on screen. But allow me to introduce Majd from Avertra. Avertra is one of the companies that we've been partnering with since the moment of their inception, and to see this company's growth over the past less than 2 years has truly been astonishing, and it's something that we're very proud of. So Majd, we're so happy that you're with us today.
Thanks, Dana, and thanks everyone for joining this great webinar. Good afternoon. My name is Majd, and I'm the Director of Growth in the Middle East at Avertra. I'm honored to join you on behalf of our CEO and CTO, Bashir Bsirani, who unfortunately isn't feeling well today and could not be here. He sends his regrets and his wishes for a successful webinar, especially given the importance of today's topic, collaboration between Jordan and the United States in the technology sector. Before diving into the questions, I'd like to share a brief overview of Avertra. We are a global technology company specializing in the highly regulated and consumer citizen-centric sectors like utilities, banking, and public sector, with headquarters in the United States and operations in the UAE, Jordan, Colombia, and India. Our mission statement is Simplify Life, and one of our core objectives is to bring the best of the American mindset, particularly in the spirit of innovation vision and customer-centric work ethic to the Middle East. We do this by investing in our people's continuous development, encouraging a culture of collaboration and inclusivity, and ensuring our customers receive top-notch services and solutions tailored to their unique needs. At Avertra, we believe that combining diverse perspectives from different regions drives creativity and sparks sustainable growth. Our commitment to blending American and Middle Eastern work and cultures has positioned us as a leader in our industry, allowing us to deliver transformative solutions to our clients and partners around the world.
Amazing. Majd, I feel like when we walk into Avertra's offices in Amman, the energy is contagious. And I feel like it's also such a fantastic hub where you see such a diverse group of people, you see different kinds of backgrounds, and everyone's kind of coming together because they see this bigger vision of Avertra. And you've mentioned so many different spots where Avertra is operating. So how do you feel you've managed to keep this culture alive? This wasn't part of the questions that I sent Majd, so I'm sure she's delighted with this. But how do you feel like you've kept this culture, especially since now you're in the UAE at the moment and you feel this Avertra energy throughout different locations? So what do you feel really sets Avertra apart, and why are they able to have such a unique culture and positioning in the market?
Yeah, actually, Dana, actually, this is what you have mentioned. This was part of my next speech, is that to actually focus on Avertra's competitive edge and what we really face as challenges in the market. One of it is that how can we manage between operating into different countries and managing different time zones. Definitely, it's not something easy, but we could not actually settle for less. So we managed to make it easy for all our clients and all our people to have like 24/7 operations, and each time we can in any part of the world we will have someone working to serve our clients and to help developing our values and our mission in the region and also outside the MENA region. So I would say what makes us different is our specialization in different specific industries like utilities. We have strong track records in the MENA region, because now working with different sectors in the UAE and also in the Gulf in general. We are specialized in digital transformation, and we are leading this initiative here in this region. And we're focusing also with Jordan's increasing focus on energy efficiency and sustainable practices. So we're focusing on sustainability, and our solutions align well with national priorities such as reducing energy consumption and integrating renewable energy. In addition to our local insights and relationships that we have, that helps us to understand the Jordan market, regulations, and local business environment that will allow us to be more agile and effective compared to other competitors in the region.
Amazing. And I think you touched on something that Mohammed Adoura mentioned earlier. So if we can go back to Mohammed, he was saying how sometimes the time differences can actually become a competitive advantage, right? So I think that anyone's first reaction would say, do you know what? It could be complicated to manage, but in reality, that's when you actually get full coverage. So Mohammed, you guys work with a lot of multinational clients. What do you feel like, what systems or strategies have you put in place in IIH to really make sure that your clients are taken care of? And how have you also noticed these competitive advantages of having multinational clients and serving them with Jordanian talent?
I think when we talk about our mission at a high level, it's empowering innovation and enriching lives from Jordan to the world, okay? So we live that the way we work with our clients, meaning that we look for these time differences or geo differences, whatever it is. That's our actually strategic advantage, a differentiator compared to other markets. and compared to even in-market onshore solutions. We provide localized solutions. So for example, we have a client in Canada that we have a dedicated team. They live as if they are living right in Toronto, yet they are right in Amman. They are able to do their jobs, be with their families, but at the same time, meet the demands and the needs of that clients. They understand the market, they understand the challenges of that client. They provide a different perspective sometimes of addressing a solution. I think thinking outside the box sometimes takes that little outside perspective. So providing that local solution with a global perspective is important. The second thing I would say, having our strategic hub being in Seattle. I've been in Seattle since 1999, and having the connections with some of the key technology hub mindsets, people, talent, some of the entrepreneurs kind of getting together. You know what's happening, you know where the market is moving. I think some of the comments that were made by some of the speakers earlier are important. Is like you understand how things are going to be, and you're maintaining that connection. The third one I would say is building strong partnerships, and I saw a theme that you were talking about that. So having organizations that were able to they are able to rely on us as a strategic partner, but we're also building partnerships. So we have partnership in Saudi, in Qatar, in UAE, in Oman, and we're looking to expand to the rest of the region as well. They really provide us a perspective of providing proper solutions for the clients that are localized for their needs, and also at a way that we are able to control the quality, provide training, provide ongoing support for our people in the house from a technology perspective. Investing in talent and technology is one of our commitment to continuous learning and innovation, and we continue to do that. Versus if you might have somebody in-house, a vendor, they're going to work 8 to 5. There's no support, there's no backbone support, and this is one of the things that we differentiate ourselves by being adaptive, having that trust relationship between us and the client, and being able to scale with purpose, understand the problem, understand what problems they might face a year from now or 5 years from now, and then plan for that accordingly.
I love that. I love that phrase, scale with purpose. And I feel like when you were also mentioning localization, I saw the robot with the schmar in the back.
Yes.
So I feel like that's a great example, one way to put it. But
That's our
if we
IH
can,
avatar, Zaki.
I love it. See, that's a great example of localization, and I think that that's a theme that many companies are looking at. So if you look at the Arabic-speaking population, you'll find out that there's over 400 million of them, right? And that is not an insignificant target market that a lot of companies are looking to expand to. And we work with a lot of US-based companies, a lot of US-based partners, and you'll notice that a theme that's been coming up more and more frequently is that when you ask them about their growth plans or their expansion plans, a lot of them are going to mention that they're looking at expanding into the Middle East, expanding into Arabic-speaking geographies. And I think that that's something that Jordan can really excel in, specifically because of our talent pool. And I'm really excited about our second panel as well, because we're going to be really diving into our talent pool and what makes it special in the different programs. But if I can turn it over to Mohammed Bataine from Microsoft. I think we talk about this quite often, that we have such a high percentage and concentration of engineers. And when you think about a company like Microsoft, they don't have to be in Jordan, right? So one can argue Faisal's parents were born here, so he's more inclined to set up an operation in Jordan. Faisal, sorry, you're the example here. But technically, for a multinational, massive organization like Microsoft, they do not need to be tied to a certain geography. So what do you think it is about Jordanian engineers and Jordanian talent that made Microsoft look at Jordan as such a talent pool for their engineering operations?
Indeed, and thank you, Dana. I think this is an important point because if you think about it, in 2016, our customer services and support in Jordan started with one or the first manager without any engineers. And now we are almost 420, 440 engineers serving the whole globe from Jordan. And that's, you think about it, and Jordanian engineers bring distinctive strengths, right? First, I think our universities in Jordan place a strong emphasis on academic training in both computer science and software engineering, right? This means that our graduates not only master the fundamentals, they have hands-on experience with cutting-edge technologies. Language proficiencies, right? So Jordanian engineers often have advanced English proficiency. We also have additional language speaking engineers, for Spanish, German, French. In fact, in Jordan, we have 12 languages that we cover from Microsoft Jordan, right? Which enables, of course, our engineers to collaborate seamlessly with international customers, teams, and keeping up with the technology. I would say beyond the technical skills, Jordanian engineers are known for their commitment to quality. And I think Mohammed Qaddura mentioned this. We are committed to quality and the mindset of continuous learning, growth mindset. They are always ready to adapt and evolve in this rapidly changing AI world, if you want, in the IT, in telecom, and software sector. And I think finally the business perspective. Right? So Jordan offers a cost-effective, hassle-free environment for global companies to establish operations. And this is supported by the labor laws, flexible working schedule. I think it was mentioned by also other panelists that we can cover 24/7. The combination of, I would say, to summarize, technical excellence, language capabilities, cultural adaptability, and then the business-friendly conditions really position Jordanian engineers as valuable competitors in the global scale.
Brilliant. And I'm really happy that you touched on the overall environment, because I feel like that's something that a lot of people might have on their mind. And through the Ministry of Digital Economies Youth Technology and Jobs program, we actually have a lot of different programs and incentives, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more during our second panel. Circling back to Faisal, so hearing everything about the workforce and saying that MenaDevs has been operating, I think you're kind of close to your 1 year mark at the moment. So we need to host a celebration for that, and to be able to grow such a massive team in a short amount of time means that, one, the possibility of partnerships between Jordan and the US are as substantial as we believe they are, because otherwise MenaDevs wouldn't exist. This is kind of the foundation that it was built on. Can you give us your thoughts on that? Do you feel like you've kind of maxed out, or do you feel like potential still has a long way to go?
Well, thank you for that, Dana, and looking forward to the celebration. From our perspective, we had to move fast, first of all. And I think this is where a partner like MenaDevs proved in a country like Jordan, and with the backing of Jordan Source and other institutions, we were able to turn on the keys within a week of the initial discussion with our partner. And I think that's the power of a market like Jordan, where everything is so integrated and communities are so close together that you can make magic happen. And from that, we had to really, our experience was building global tech giants like Talabat and Uber. My partner did run those businesses that had 25,000 drivers at some point, delivering 100,000 deliveries a day. So the institutional frameworks for building a business with this large of a talent pool was not beyond us, but it was definitely an undertaking that we had to live up to. We believe that this is just scratching the surface. 250 people is a drop in the bucket relative to the talent that we have in this country. We've tested over 14,000 interested engineers and data scientists to join us, who are all capable. We've developed the MenaDevs Academy, which is our own upskilling. I think, as Mohammed just mentioned, in the rapid development of AI, what you learned in university is moot if you're not willing to learn what the newest technology and the applications are of that. So from our perspective, we do think the first and foremost is Jordan's where you can make magic happen, and we've proved that and hopefully can continue to prove that. but ultimately it's all about building local use cases beyond supporting all the external partnerships as well. Because while we can be incredible at external partnerships and want to be the go-to for any global business looking for that partner, we're also looking to now, with the help of the Ministry of Digital Economy, getting that data, the local data points to build local AI use cases. Because if we're not going to participate in all of this AI craze, if you will, then hopefully we won't get left behind. And so this is where, while we're externally focused in our opportunity set, we're also deeply motivated in making Jordan AI in its core operating system, if you will.
Brilliant. And we're excited to be part of this journey and to witness it at the ministry and at Jordan Source. So we only have a few minutes left for this panel. I have one question for Mesh, and then I'm going to turn it on over to our panelists in the same order for some closing remarks. But Mesh, one thing that I think is very special about Avertra is the fact that you find so many powerful women working at Avertra. And this is one of the stereotypes that I feel when you're in Jordan, you don't really understand where it comes from, because even walking through the halls of the Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship, you're going to be very impressed by the caliber of female leadership that we have. And I'm sure that it's the case for a lot of our partners. But externally, not a lot of people know the strength and what women in Jordan are doing in tech, but Avertra is actually excelling in that. You even got awarded by the US government for the work in technology and women that you're doing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. You know, at Avertra, we really see fostering women in leadership as one of our greatest strengths, one that benefits not just our team members, but our entire organization. In fact, our commitment here is one of the reasons we were recognized by the US the State Department with an award for corporate excellence, specifically for our efforts around women's and youth empowerment in Jordan. As a woman myself, I can tell you firsthand that our culture of inclusion is not just a policy. It's something that you feel day to day when you see women in key roles and when you see moms like myself, 2 kids, have the power and empowered by the company to be part of the entire organization and to be one of the leaders who can empower other women. In fact, our commitment here is one of the reasons we were, as I mentioned, recognized by the US State Department. And actually, when you see women in key roles, it sends a clear message that your ideas are valued and your ambitions are supported. This kind of environment lights a sense of purpose and drive that makes me personally want to do more, innovate more, and really push boundaries to create meaningful change, both in our company and our broader community. When women across all levels of the organization are encouraged to lead and to collaborate, it sparks a chain reaction. More perspective come to the table, more innovative ideas emerge, and everyone feels empowered to share their voice. From a business standpoint, having that diversity of thoughts fuels a smarter decision making and also allows us to respond more effectively to our clients' needs. But it's not just about business matrices, it's also about showing women and young people, especially in Jordan and across the Middle East, that they can be major players in the tech sector. We actively invest in mentorship programs, training opportunities, and clear career path. That support really helped me grow into my current role, and I hope it inspires more women to pursue leadership position in tech. So overall, focusing on inclusivity has brought us a lot of success. We're proud to have been recognized at such a high level, but what's truly rewarding is watching our culture evolve every day and seeing women stepping into leadership roles and driving innovations that make a real impact in our communities and beyond.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Majd, and we really appreciate everything that Avertra is doing, both in the US and in Jordan. So, Mohammed, thoughts about the future of these partnerships, and kind of if you would give us like your boilerplate.
I think I want to echo a lot of things that were said by my fellow panelists. I think what's interesting about Jordan, we're not entities and companies, it's an ecosystem. And I think it stems from, again, the great support from the government. I think the Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship, having the right programs, having the right talent coming out of universities. I happen to be a visiting committee member on the University of Washington for the past 20 years plus. I know what talent comes out of universities in the US, and it's amazing, but I would say it's pretty much on par with the talent that we graduate from universities in Jordan, specifically when it comes to adaptive technologies and AI and so on. So I think what I want to end with for our attendees today is I think you want to open up and explore more about Jordan. And I think His Excellency mentioned that, come visit us in Jordan. But I think visit us with a purpose. Have in mind that you're able to meet, just like you are a business leader in your area, whether you're a government agency or a private sector. We have been really working on this as a country for over 20 years plus. So this is something not just we woke up overnight and we have a solution. It's an ecosystem. It's a full from top tier talent to availability of technology to an ecosystem that really is collaborative and understands the world marketplace needs. We're able to provide AI-powered solutions, custom solutions, build things from scratch, going from MVPs to ERP solutions in a quick way that is efficient, effective, and also in the latest technologies that are out there. Providing top-tier talent that is on par with anybody else, but not also that, we're providing quality. And I think sometimes you got to explore a little bit more beyond the dollars and cents and looking at the efficiency of your top-tier talent that you're getting. Is this somebody that's going to sustain and stay with me for a long time and be able to sustain my business operations and learn that, or am I going to lose that knowledge? And that's one of the things that we pride ourselves, and I think a lot of my fellow panelists are similar, that a lot of people in the tech sector in Jordan, they stay with their companies for a long, long time, even if they're providing as an outsourced vendor. So the expertise that we provide as a country is very unique, it's scalable. And then I think what I would like to end on is we're a country that is proud to work hard and also be able to adapt. And despite the market challenges and the regional challenges, we've differentiated ourselves on a global scale at this point. So I appreciate the opportunity and thank you.
We appreciate your time and of course all of the efforts that Ideal Innovation House have across the globe. Mohammed, what is something you feel, Mohammed Batayna, sorry, what is something that you feel that most people wouldn't know about Microsoft's operation in Jordan?
Yeah, thank you, Dana. I think Microsoft operations in Jordan is a vital part of the company's global ecosystem, right, for us. As I mentioned, our team is almost over 440 employees now and counting. We're growing. Supports customers from EMEA, also Americas and Asia. So some of our customers can be from Americas coming to and being served by Jordanian engineers. We have what we call the Customer Experience and Success Organization in Jordan, which really helps businesses accelerate the digital transformation through Microsoft products, services, and also partnerships. And we work alongside with a broad network of local partners in Jordan and across the globe, right? The Customer Services and Support Center in Jordan, as I mentioned, started in 2016 with only one employee. Now we're over 420. It is the second largest support center for Microsoft in EMEA region, right? So we have Portugal and Jordan, And we are offering multilingual support as well. We support, as I mentioned, local and global customers. The success comes from, and I would second Majd there, from diverse and inclusive workforce that we have in Jordan. We have a lot of leaders from the women, and we also have a strong focus on empowering women in tech. This is something that we are proud of in Microsoft Jordan. But we also invest a lot in the next generation of talents, right? So we have programs like the Aspire Hire, where we get fresh graduates from the universities. We help them with hands-on experience to develop critical skills and then probably begin long-term careers in the technology sector. What I would say, if a company like Microsoft, with the complexity of the operations, is expanding and growing the workforce in Jordan, then that probably is telling you something. I think, as Faisal mentioned, as well as Muhammad Qaddura, I think we are still scratching the surface from the opportunities. We have a saying in Jordan: if you lift a rock, you will find a software developer, right? So a lot of talents in Jordan with the highest quality ever. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. That's a new one for me as well. So we're gathering a lot today. Ending our first panel with Faisal. You mentioned that you still feel like there's so much room, that there's so much space for innovation and for partnership that can take place. What is one thing that you feel people should know about working with local partners or setting up in Jordan that they currently don't know?
You threw a curveball at me.
I'm sorry, I tend to do that.
From our perspective, and this is based on having conversations with potential partners from North America, from Latin America, from the Gulf, and from Europe, most of our potential partners are looking for two things: the ability to source the talent in this day and age that is fungible, meaning we can actually find them. And then the second is that they remain, and I think Muhammad Qaddura mentioned this, that they stay with us. And whether that's that individual or that competency, what we have been able to do is become a reliable, always-on partner with that expertise and capabilities in-house. So if we have the best AI engineer, we will make sure to have 2 or 3 with him in case they get poached by a larger company. But that's something that Jordan has to offer, is that extensive potential pipeline of talent. What I think people didn't know about Jordan that they should know, beyond us having great time zone, bilingual, the highest engineering degree per capita in the world, is that really it comes down to culture. And today we've had such a brilliant interaction with our partners globally on culture. We're aligned. That's something that they find very hard across other geographies that don't necessarily share in mission and vision that most of our people here do. And I think that goes a long way when it comes to not just being external partners, but being parts of these teams globally.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that everyone ended on a note focusing on talent, because that's the perfect segue to our second panel. I know I've kept our panelists waiting, but you know how they say, actually, I'm not sure I can say that, but we've left the talent upskilling best for last. But I want to thank our first panelists for their time and for everything that they continue to do to the tech ecosystem in Jordan, and how they're enabling youth and tech talent to really reach their full potential. So allow me to introduce our second panel. This is one that I've really been looking forward to, because everyone talks about Jordanian youth and their skills. So we're quite a young population. Around 50% of us are under the age of 30. And with that comes big challenges, but even bigger opportunities. So today we're going to be speaking to Amira Qarqash, who is the Digital Skills Development Manager at the Youth Technology and Jobs Program at the Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship, and Tina Swayze, the Executive Director of Amman 42. So we talk quite a bit about the talent, but how do you know that your talent and your workforce is actually operating at international standards? And what systems are we putting in place to ensure that companies really get the talent that they deserve. Of course, this doesn't come without upskilling efforts, and that's what we're going to be talking about. So perhaps we start with Amira Qarqash, because I want to delve a little bit more into the Youth Technology and Jobs Program. So we know that there is so much that is given through the Youth Technology and Jobs Program, whether it's the training and upskilling arm, the market expansion grants, the salary subsidies, and you can find all of this information on grow.jo. And of course, again, you can reach out to us at any point and we'll be happy to connect you with any resources. But starting off with a quick question for Amira. Amira, can you tell us a little bit about how Modi is really focusing on bridging the gap between the market demands and the educational outcomes?
Good, Dana. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. So as you mentioned, through the Youth Technology and Jobs Project, we support the creation of a sustainable, seamless pipeline from education to employment or income generation. And we structured every activity in a way that would cultivate effective collaboration between the private sector, the relevant government agencies, and the academia. For example, with universities in Jordan, we're fostering collaboration between universities and large tech companies through incentivizing the professional training and certification within universities' offerings. Today, we have 21 universities utilizing training content from AWS, Microsoft, Oracle, and Red Hat as part of their taught curriculum at universities. Moody is also leading the development of a new and up-to-date and agile digital skills curriculum for all schools in Jordan for grades 1 to 12. This is, of course, in addition to extracurricular activities and bringing to schools in Jordan recognized best practices similar to Minecraft education as part of their education experience. And most importantly, we're very heavily investing in teachers' capacity building. This is ultimately impacting over 1.4 million Jordanians on an annual basis. Now, to ensure that whatever we do, every activity that we fund and we support and initially design, we conduct on a biannual basis the supply and demand gap analysis. This is to make sure that whatever we offer is in alignment with the international and local employers' requirements.
Brilliant.
So, in a nutshell.
I feel like you mentioned Minecraft because you knew that if you didn't, I would ask you about it. It's
absolutely,
my
yes.
favorite.
I'll drop it there, and if you
ever.
ask, you ask.
Perfect. So maybe we can ask Tina a few questions. So Tina, do you know what I think is really special about your experience? Actually, a lot of things, but one thing in particular is that you've worked in both the US and you have so much experience in the US ecosystem. And now everything that's happening at 42 Amman is so exciting and revolutionary. And you are exactly at that intersection between both ecosystems. So what synergies have you found between the two? And how do you feel like you're bringing back that experience to benefit youth in the tech sector?
Well, I'm happy you asked this question. I mean, working in both sides of the world, being bicultural, let's say, living in the US and in Jordan, working in both sides, I think one thing that I've discovered that I'm very passionate about is something I learned from a book. It's one of my favorite books. You'll find it in my office. It's called The Art of Looking Sideways. And it's really looking at this side and at this side and seeing the synergies and seeing the opportunities really that are happening, if I may call it, I'll be a tech geek today, in parallel universes. Because you see the amount of innovation that is happening in the United States with tremendous resources invested in tech. But then you also see a little bit of the struggle in finding the tech talent that is very keen on finding solutions for problems with the maximum effort put, not relying on it's not my job, somebody else's job. And when I look at talent in Jordan, especially in 42, you realize that it's something that is very unique to Jordanians, that we always look at the problem sideways. We try to figure it out ourselves, and we try to be very resourceful in the solutions we provide. So being today, I don't like to call myself like executive director. I'm a collaborator of Endless Possibilities at 42 Amman, because this is what it is. I see the true magic that a lot of the panelists have talked about in terms of where we learn from each other and where we support each other in getting the learning. And today, looking at tech not as a sector, looking at it as part of everything that we do. A lot of the young people that are students at 42 Amman today are engineers or people from different backgrounds that are doing career shifts into tech, specifically in software development, because they're finding that career shift is going to bring the most out of their experience and bring them more closer to the career paths that they aspire to be.
Brilliant, and I think we've been seeing that with 42 Amman's work firsthand, and I do think that there is something that is so special about Jordanian talent. But again, I'm Jordanian, so I don't know if it sounds very unbiased coming from me. But when you do look at the companies like our panelists that are really tapping into the talent, you'll see that there is really something there. So Amita, if I can ask you our next question, what do you feel, knowing all of our partners at Jordan Source and hearing everything that our panelists were talking about, what do you feel the biggest opportunities for international companies that are looking to maybe expand into new markets and really grow their businesses in a meaningful, fruitful way? What do you feel the opportunities that they have with Jordanian youth and tech talent are?
This is an exciting question, Dana. So I think our fellow panelists did a fantastic job describing our Jordanian talent. So as they said about the number of engineers and STEM graduates that we have in Jordan, Jordanian universities and vocational and technical institutions in Jordan graduate over 60,000 STEM majors on an annual basis. 50% of those are females. So international companies would initially have access to an inclusive, dynamic, young talent that are eager and willing to learn. We always take pride in our Jordanian talents' willingness to learn and adapt, as they mentioned. In addition to that, they have a phenomenal government support. So through Moody, through DigiSkills and the YTJ project, they would have access to fully funded training grants where we customize the training funding based on the employer's requirements. And here they have both options. We have the flexibility to adapt whether employers wish to deliver the training themselves. Then we have the on-the-job training grants, where we cover the full fees for recruiting and training Jordanian talents. Or alternatively, we would facilitate contracting qualified training service providers that would qualify as per employers' requirements. And our partnership with IIH, Correlation One, and other outstanding training service providers and employers is a testimony to the work that has been done. Very fruitful, very promising. So those are just some of the opportunities that they could have. And of course, support of Jordan Source, Dana.
Thank you. I feel like you're also giving us ideas of some of our partners that we can include in future webinars. So that's something that the team and I are writing down. So Tina, with your training programs, I know that you have one big goal in mind, and that is creating talent that is globally competitive, right? So how are you really tailoring all of your programs to really meet this international standard? And to also assess the needs of a global market?
All right, I'm going to take a little step back and really introduce to a lot of the listeners what 42 Amman is all about. 42 Amman is a program brought as an opportunity by the Crown Prince Foundation, but it's also part of a global network of 56 campuses that are in the world in 32 countries. What's very unique about this methodology is that it really focuses on giving anyone between the age of 18 to 60 the opportunity to learn software development and then get a specialization in what is called the holy graph of specialties in tech today. What's really unique about the methodology also is that it really focuses on reverse engineering software developers for future-proof jobs. And when I say that, it's really focusing on very unique and disruptive ways in learning and upskilling. The program is unique because one, it's 100% free for learners. It's without any teachers, without any classrooms. It has a gamified approach, which focuses on the newer behavioral psychology of learning. So you're always, you build this addiction to learn from failing, like you're gaming in a game. And then also all of the students learn in a peer-to-peer learning environment in the same environment as a workplace. And what happens, the real magic that happens when they're there is that all of the interpersonal skills, what used to be called the soft skills, are built in. So the graduates have a comprehensive approach of how they're developing their skills. They're really building their technical skills because they finish 15 hands-on projects as they learn. And what's also very interesting is because we talked about different time zones and being efficient, our campuses are open 24/7. So they offer the opportunity for anyone to join, and it filters through a very unique way of selecting the students. So let's say from companies that want to hire, the vetting structure for students starts from day one, from the day they apply. Today at 42 Amman, we have over 11,000 applicants, and we vet through them because you play a game online and it tests your logic, your memory, and it tells you if you're born to code or not. So this is like the first measure you take in the student journey. Then they have to go through a process that's 26 days. That's testing how well you do under pressure. You survive 26 days of what is called a piscine, a sink or swim model in French, similar to the Hunger Games, let's say. The survival for the fittest, the ones that have the discipline, the ones that learn from their mistakes, the ones who have cracked the code to know how to learn, because this is really what companies are looking for. You want someone that's going to be leading the endless learning that is going to happen because of the updates that are happening at the speed of light in technology. So that's briefly about how 42 functions. Today, I like to say that in our collaboration with hiring partners and with companies that want to access the pool of talent, we truly try to reverse engineer what they're looking for into the student journey, because this is where the match happens. You're looking for that specific someone, and that specific someone aspires to be where your company is. And we just basically merge them together and we do that introduction. I think I've spoken enough about 42. I can talk about it till the morning because I'm very passionate about it, because it's really an opportunity for every single company that's trying to find talent that they can hire also remotely. And I have to cover that element as well, that yes, we invite you to come to Jordan. We invite you to move your headquarters and be in Jordan. Well, if it's not for the great food, it's for the great talent. But also the opportunity of hiring a software developer today with all of these skill sets remotely is very interesting. One thing that we tell every single student at 42 Amman, that the moment you're stuck at testing code is the same moment that someone 5 minutes ago on a different time zone in the state of Maryland or in the state of Arizona has already gotten through and they've mastered. And that's always very interesting to look at, because we have students that learn also peer-to-peer with a global network of students. So as Faisal mentioned, the different mindset, the culture, we've realized that our Jordanian students really stand out in that aspect. And I think I always have to say there's also that extra dimension of emotional intelligence and adaptability that our students are remarkably awarded at in every single hackathon they've participated in globally.
Brilliant. I cannot wait to introduce more of our partners to your fantastic students. And I feel like just the idea that you have 8,000 applicants is a testament that the willingness to learn is there. And with programs like this, I'm sure that they have the tools to excel. Tina, thank you so much for being with
Thank
us
you, Dina.
tonight,
Thank
and
you
of course for all of the work
for
that
the
you're doing.
opportunity, and thank you for all the panelists too.
Thank you, Tina. Amira, finally, your last question. So I think that whenever anyone hears the talk around like training grants and the government is coming in and doing this, it feels a bit like it would be out of reach. And to be honest, this is the impression that a lot of people have. Like it's gonna be missions and like they just say fancy things on webinars. But but in reality, if you can kind of explain a little bit to any international company that's thinking about tapping into Jordanian talent, how can they really make the most out of these training programs, and how can existing ecosystem partners also make the most out of them?
Well, okay. Just so that
That was
we're
a weird introduction, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I can't claim that our process is easy. At the end, it is a government process. However, it's not what I would say. What we've heard from every partner or potential partner is that it's not the typical government procedure that they expected. We have the flexibility and we have open communication channels where we're able to individually meet with every potential partner that has interest in applying for the training grants or making impact in Jordan and beyond. We have the flexibility to tailor according to their needs and requirements in terms of training, as well as abide by our regulations. And those are very clearly communicated through structured requests for applications or terms of reference that we can share. And they're available on the link that we can share through you, Dana, later on. Whatever questions they have, we're able to respond to. And the additional service that we have is that we would follow up. So if for any reason they didn't qualify at this stage, we would be very explicit about how to build certain capacities or certain requirements so that they can utilize whatever grants are available for them, as long as we believe in the impact that they will bring to Jordanian talent and the beneficiaries.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Amira. And thank you for all of the work that you do. It's honestly exhilarating to see all of these programs taking place and seeing all of these collaborations with massive players globally, and being able to see them being rolled out for Jordanian youth is something that I think would have been a wild dream for many generations, and seeing it happen now with the Youth Technology and Jobs Program and the Ministry of Digital Economy, and of course you and your team's efforts, is something truly exciting. So with that, we're done with the questions. You'll be surprised if you give me more time, I would have more. But I wanted to give a few final remarks. So of course, if you have any further questions, I've tried to send my email over to anyone that had sent us a question during the panels. But of course, if you head on over to jordansource.com, you do have the ability to book a meeting with either myself or a team member directly. So you have like a book a meeting option there. And we are going to be sharing a lot of information via email after this through the Maryland Tech Council. Quick round of thank yous. Of course, thank you to His Excellency Sami Smeirat for his really insightful opening speech and for all of the efforts that he's championing through the Ministry of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship. Her Excellency Dina Kawar for being such a phenomenal voice for Jordan internationally. And we really hear the echoes of that. And we see it through partnerships that we're being able to facilitate through our embassy in the US, our panelists, Mohammed Butaineh, Faisal Kawar, Mohammed Qadoura, and of course, Majd, Amira, and Tina. I cannot give you justice for the work that you do or for your insightful remarks. So thank you so much for that. And for everyone that attended, thank you so much for your time. I hope you found it as insightful as I did. And hopefully this is the first of many. We are going to be getting more specialized in the future. So please do keep an eye out for that. And last but not least, thank you to the Maryland Tech Council for this fantastic opportunity. And good night.